God, I have the fucking hiccups. Okay. What is going on, everybody? This is Owen here, and welcome back to another video. So season 2 of Invincible just finished up a couple days ago, and I thought it'd be fun if we discuss some possibilities that we can expect to see in season 3, which should be coming out very soon. Anyways, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's just jump right into things. But before we do, I just want to give a major spoiler warning. In this video, I'm going to be going over some Season 2 spoilers, as well as some spoilers for the comic. So if you have not finished Season 2 or have read the comics yet, I recommend you not watch this video. This is going to be the one and only warning, so I would watch at your own risk if you haven't seen the show or read the comics yet. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's just jump right into things. Alright, so to start things off, one thing that I am pretty much 100% confident that we're going to see in Season 3 is we're going to see Mark donning a blue and black suit instead of his typical yellow, black, and blue suit. The reason I'm pretty confident about this is because similar to how the first season had title cards that would continuously get covered with more and more blood, this season showed the title card cracking, and towards the end we see that it's a black text on a blue screen, which is obviously meant to reference his blue and black suit. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that that's what we're going to see. Now, if you're a fan of the comic, you know that this is actually a pretty big deal, because it's not just a simple costume change. This blue variation of the suit is pretty much used to represent Mark's most violent and aggressive period of his life. And you can actually kind of see that towards the end of Season 2 when he has that little freak out. Like, it's that type of energy that you see whenever he's wearing the blue suit. And there's a lot of moments that occur in the comics where you could just see how scary Mark becomes. For example, there's this moment in the comic where he finds out that Amber's new boyfriend is kind of abusive and actually hit her. By the way, this is what she looks like in the comics. When Mark finds out about that, he tracks her boyfriend down and literally holds him over a freaking over the ledge of a building, and he's like telling him, like, do not do that again or I will kill you. And you can kind of tell from like the way he's saying it that he is not joking. Like, he is not saying that to scare him. He is being serious. Another example comes up, has to do with Russ Livingston. As we saw in Season 2, they managed to save him from the Sequids on Mars, and they brought him home. Unfortunately, they didn't fully save him from the Sequids, because it turns out one of them made it back and he gets taken control of once again. Obviously, this results in another fight with the Sequids, but in this case, Mark decides the best way to deal with this is to actually kill Russ, which is what exactly he does. He just kills him, which everyone is just in total shock of. They're like, what the heck? Like, oh my god. But anyways, that's that. I can't say obviously for certain that we're going to see his blue suit next season, but it's pretty much basically all but confirmed at this point. Moving along now, one thing that I've picked up on from the first 2 seasons is kind of how the structure of the show is working. As of right now, it seems like they're taking some of the biggest and most crucial moments in the comics and using those as like endpoints in each season. And what they're doing is like they're taking the most crucial moments and making those the finale, and then using the rest of the season to build up to those moments. First season, of course, was the whole situation with Omni-Man. This season was, of course, the introduction of Angstrom Levy. By the way, did not know that's how you pronounce his name. I swear for like a year, I always pronounced his last name as Levy. I don't know why. And when I finally heard it, I felt kind of defeated, because for years I had called him Levy and that's how I thought his name was. Turns out I was wrong. Anyway, So by process of elimination, I suspect there's actually going to be two big events that will occur towards the end of season 3. And there's a reason why I say two, and I'll explain why. So the first big event is going to be the Invincible War. And what happens is, turns out Angstrom Levy managed to survive the whole fight with Mark. And so now he's once again trying to go after him, but this time he's going to try and ruin his image. And so to do that, he's bringing in a bunch of different variations of Invincible from other universes, and he in hopes that they'll destroy, just cause a lot of damage and ruin his image. This doesn't go fully to plan, but it does result in a lot of casualties and a lot of damage. Now, following that, literally right after that situation is dealt with, we see the next major moment, which of course is Conquest. Now, Conquest is a character we actually very briefly saw in season 1. He didn't have any lines, it was just more like a cameo. Similar to how Anissa showed up in season 2, Conquest is here to, make sure Mark's doing his job at preparing the world for the Viltrumite takeover. Obviously, Mark goes against him, and this results in the two fighting. Punches are thrown, blood goes everywhere, blah blah blah. You get the idea. Now, the reason I suspect that it's going to be both of these moments is because, well, that's basically how it plays out in the comic. Literally right after the Invincible War ends, Conquest shows up, and then that whole fight scene happens. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised we're already at this point in the series. Like, I honestly would have expected to see this in, like, season 4 or something, but looking back on it, it kind of does make sense that we're already, like, dealing with this. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see how they portray this fight. Even if it's not in this next season, I'm super excited to see how they deal with the Invincible War. Because these two moments are huge in the comic. So moving along now, so there are 3 other plot points that I definitely can expect to see happen in season 3. Problem is that I'm not 100% sure how they're going to deal with them. Those 3 plot points being, 1, Oliver gets his powers, and so he starts fighting alongside Mark. Next, Mark gets fired from Cecil, and he's kind of on his own. And then lastly, as what most people expected, Mark and Eve get together. Now, like I just said, I totally can see these 3 things happening in season 3. In fact, I think these might be the main things that happen in the first episode, or at least the first episode will establish some of these. Like, maybe it'll establish that Oliver has powers now in the first episode. But I don't know, man. I'm struggling to think of how they're gonna deal with these 3 scenarios without making them feel drawn out or, rushed. Especially the whole thing with Mark and Eve, because that's not something that just happens right away. There's quite a few steps that occur before they do finally get together. Whatever the case is, I'm sure the creators of this show have it figured out. Seasons 1 and 2 have been phenomenal so far, and they have done such a great job at adapting the series in a way that's both very faithful to the source material while also making necessary changes that helps the story flow better as a TV show. So I'm very confident that they're able to bring that same energy over to season 3 as well. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys actually have some predictions for season 3, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you guys want me to, maybe I can make a follow-up video in the future. Before I end off this video, I just want to say thank you for all of the support on my last 2 videos. Those videos did way better than I ever would have expected, and I just want to say thank you guys so much, and you can definitely expect to see more in the future. Anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you all later.